I teased some exciting things, and now it's time to follow through.
Oh, we just ordered the transmission. It needs to be de-rusted, cleaned up, and then repainted with a rust prevention paint of some kind. So that's been the process that I've been working on for the last week or so, you would say. I've just been letting parts soak in this evapor rust, and it does wonders. And then also been scrubbing with a wire brush, get rid of rust, get rid of any salt deposits, anything I can do to make our engine, cleaner, that much better, last longer before I put this new transmission in. So that's my process right now. Cool.
Very excited.
Stoked.
I'm Carlie, and this is Brady. In early 2020, we sold our house and most of our possessions and took our first big leap into living our vagabond dreams. We recently hiked 800 miles of the Appalachian Trail, and now we are purchasing a sailboat to start sailing around the world, all while capturing a creative journal of the journey. We hope to inspire you to live your own dreams. Subscribe, and thanks for watching.
That water is a mixture of water, the evapor rust, and whatever was in the bottom of our engine bay. So there's probably some salt water in there. There's going to be
Whatever you're cleaning off the engine.
whatever I'm cleaning off the engine, rust, probably a little bit of oil, probably some fuel. I mean, just miscellaneous junk. And just trying to...
You've changed the transmission oil a few times, so probably some of that.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get the bottom of our engine cleaned up so that I can work and pull bolts out of the transmission and things like that without fear of dropping it into the sludge. So now that I've done that, I'm going to feel much more comfortable taking my transmission apart, which is kind of the next step, is to pull the propeller shaft back and remove the old transmission. In order to do that, I'm going to have to drain the transmission fluid out of it, which I do have a old-timey vacuum pump that I use for my oil changes. I'll just use that to drain the transmission fluid. It's going to be a pain in the butt. Can't run the engine to warm up the transmission fluid to make it easier to pull out, which is why I wanted to get the sludge pulled up, because as I remove this old transmission, I'm going to dump transmission fluid everywhere, and I just want to make it easier on me to clean it up. But I also need to block up the engine with wood, because the motor mounts, the aft motor mounts are on the transmission, so when I pull the old transmission, the motor's not going to be adequately supported. So part of that's going to be blocking up the engine, which means cleaning up the bilge. That's why I did all that, to get to where we're at.
Turn toward me and look so weak. I've never seen you with such tired eyes. And everything you said we'd be, we just traded for a suit coat and a tie. Maybe it's time we got out. Run underneath the roars of dreams. I will see you where the ocean meets the sky. Under your toes, a fire grows. You are ready for a different kind of life.
That's not me going very far.
Just shining bold, the wind is calling. You must return to the wild. Just shining bold, the wind is calling. You must return to the wild. Follow me down, there's no one around. Lay back and take your socks and shoes right off. The natural light is so damn polite. Can make you feel just like you were young. Run underneath the roars of dreams. I will see you where the ocean meets the sky.
It is an absolutely stunning night out tonight. It feels so lovely outside. So grab yourself a beverage. Got some wine that was left from when Robbie was here. And come hang out with me. Or we'll go sit on the bow of the boat. Brady is off at work, so yeah, grab a beverage and enjoy an evening on the patio, if you will, with me.
Standing underneath the rows of trees, I can see where the ocean meets the sky. Under our clothes, a fire grows. We are ready for this life of running wild. We're running wild. Underneath the rows of trees, I will see where the ocean meets the sky. Under your toes, a fire grows. You are ready for a different kind of life.
Yeah, I've done a lot of work to get us to the point of being able to block up the engine, so I can show you some of that work. This is our mixing elbow. It mounts to the engine like this. As you can see, there's still rust, so it still needs to soak in the evapor rust. There's some more over here, but I mean, I can scratch it off at this point. So the evapor rust is definitely breaking it down. I've got to get this thing apart so that I can reseat it, because right now it's still leaks, especially from right here, which is why there's so much rust in here, is because it's been leaking right there. I can't tell if this was some sort of paste or I don't know what this was, but there's a texture on the back of this this guy here that's silver. I don't know if that's paint that's come off. I don't know what this is, but I need to figure that out, because if it's a gasket that needs to be replaced, I need to replace that gasket. I was able to get this pulley off of here, which I've had that soaking for a while. I think it's
It's right here, actually.
Okay, there you go. And so that's been soaking in that evapor rust. It looks way better. This guy I've been just scrubbing with the evapor rust and the brush, trying to get it cleaned up. I still need to do some more work to it. But I've been scrubbing, I mean, all back. It's dark, but I've been scrubbing all back in here and trying to get it all cleaned up to make it less rusty and ready for paint. But it was a mess back in there. And the back side of here has also been kind of a mess, but I've got a couple of brushes that might work. Just trying to get this ready for paint. And so I've been chipping paint away, chipping old paint away, trying to get it ready for new paint, which we need to buy still. So I've been cleaning up the area where the throttle cable attaches to the motor and trying to get that all derusted. I've pulled the plate off, been soaking it, and got the plate reinstalled, but I am a little concerned that after cleaning it all up, that we may end up actually having a fuel leak there. I don't know. It just seems a little, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it is as snug of a fit anymore as it used to be, which kind of makes sense. If things were rusty and then I've removed that rust, it's left gaps and stuff. So I don't know, but we won't know until we actually get ready to fire up the engine. Been working on scrubbing the motor mounts with that evapor rust and a wire brush, working on derusting those. It looks like they've never been painted, but I mean, I can't really tell. I would like to get them painted this time around, and whenever we go to take the engine off, I'm actually just going to pull the two aft motor mounts out and soak those in that evapor rust while we have the transmission out, to make my life easier.
The streets feel alive. We're
was able to do is I was able to get the back of the heat exchanger off. At this point, I'm going to have to replace a couple of those bolts, so I can't even put that piece back on. Well, one, the gasket was ruined, so I have to replace the gasket, but I was also able to get the bolts off. The bottom of the engine bay has been emptied out. You can actually see the bottom of it. It is cleaned up a little bit. One other thing I need to do is continue to derust our coupling where the propeller shaft attaches to the output shaft of the transmission. I need to clean that up with some evapor rust if possible. Been scrubbing on it, but it's still, I'd like to see if I can even actually just pull that coupling off at some point and soak it overnight. We'll see though. So on top of the engine we have two hoses, which are our coolant line hoses. Those come off the top of the engine and head aft to our hot water tank, essentially, heat exchanger hot water tank, to heat up water for showers and things like that. Those hoses may be in the way of us removing the transmission, which those may have to come off, and if that's the case, then I've got to drain all the coolant out of the engine and heat exchanger so that I can pull those hoses off. If I do that, then I probably will look into potentially replacing those hoses, because I don't know when they were replaced last, but also it means that I can replace some other hoses and other gaskets within. If I'm draining the coolant that far, then there's a lot of other things that are minor that could be done at that point once the coolant's drained.
Hello, hello. Brady is off at work. He left, I guess it's been about an hour ago. He decided to walk today because it's beautiful outside, and it's been a few days since we've worked out. So he decided to walk today. I'm finishing up lunch, which was smoothies. If you know me, I like drink stuff very slowly, very, very slowly. Brady will have like 4 drinks and I'm still working on one, which stinks when it comes to coffee, because he will drink multiple cups of coffee and our little cafetiere or French press only makes 3 cups of coffee. Just gotta be careful of blueberry in my teeth. And yeah, I'm going to pack up and head to the Y today to do some work. Still working on all the same things I've mentioned in previous videos. So yeah, gonna do that. Get around and do that. Really feeling like I should draw something, so I may take the iPad with me and see about doing some drawing. It's been a while since I've drawn anything, and I was really enjoying drawing something every day. I was really, really enjoying that, and it's kind of gotten put on the back burner, so need to do that. So change of plan. I'm not going to go to the Y to work out. I mean to work or work out, because I'm exhausted. In the last 8 days, I've had a bad headache or migraine for 5 of them, and I'm just worn out. So I'm not gonna do anything instead. I'm just gonna chill. I know that I need to work. I've got a lot I need to get done. But yeah. I came outside to enjoy the sunset because it's beautiful. It is here pretty often. And I'm actually cold. I'm in my tank top and shorts, and I'm really cold, especially my feet. They're like ice cubes. And I'm wishing I had on a sweatshirt, which is crazy because it's the end of June, but it is what it is. It is a lovely night, and definitely need some just more clothes on to not be quite so cold. But check out the sun. It's just great. Right now, obviously, my phone is focused on me, so let's just turn you around so you can enjoy it. In the camera, it always looks more
orange and golden. In person, it's more pink and like an orange golden, like an orange glow, not a yellow glow. And then over here is quite pink in person. But sunsets on the water really are just a beautiful thing.